The LGBT, I have no problem with nobody. Okay,
Right.
love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman.
Oh, really?
Come on, angry mob.
On the issue, right? They're gonna re-educate him on it, right? That's what happens every time. Again, I'm gonna see if this man stands his ground, right? Because he said some stuff now that, again, the mob is most certainly gonna be upset. How long do you think it will be before Neo issues an apology, before he comes out with some statement clarifying his comments? How long do you think? Okay, I'm giving it a couple days. A couple days.
I told you so.
So ladies and gentlemen, when a celebrity comes out with an opinion which is their own, which isn't too often, but when they do and it's deemed controversial by the liberals, by the progressives, you can bet 99.9% of the time they're going to issue an apology within the next few hours, 48 hours, even the next few days, saying things like, I'm sorry for saying the things I said, it was really hurtful, you know, I'm going to take time to learn and grow and educate myself, as is the case with Neo, who quite honestly, I didn't even know was still...
You know, friends, you got to be careful what you say into this culture. And if you're going to say something, make sure you are ready to defend it, die for it, and you have a reason for saying it. Well, in today's culture, there's a lot going on, and very few have the guts and the hearts. Jason Aldean tried this in a small town to say what they say and stand for what they say. Well, here comes Nero. Not Nero. Neo. Let me get it correct. Nero was the bad guy in the 6th century. We're not going to talk about that guy. Let's talk about Neo, the artist, the musician, the writer, famous, big. All right, he's got the world stage. He had a few things to say about trans LGBT people. From me watching the video, I was like, okay, that's bold. That's bold. I mean, all right. My first thought was that I wanted to make this video, by the way, but I was busy with family. We're keeping the Sabbath. We had church stuff going on, so oftentimes we pause during the weekend to focus on family. But here's the thing. When I heard him say this, I was like, I need to make a video about this. Here is Neo talking, telling it like it is. And my other thought was like, I don't know if he's ready for the backlash. I don't know if Neo can handle the cancel culture, angry mob. I don't know if he's ready for that. Maybe he's going to come back and apologize. Well, sit tight. We're going to watch this video. Before you know it, friends, Neo has already apologized this morning. Apology is already out. So we're going to talk about that one as well. So let's listen to what he said and ask the question, what was so wrong about what Neo said? Listen to what he says. And I'm going to play somewhat I will refer to as the devil advocate here, or I'm going to speak from the perspective of the mob. I'm going to speak from the perspective of the cancel culture, and I'm going to call out Neo for his supposed white supremacist talk. Okay, so I'm being sarcastic to a degree, but let's listen.
The LGBT, I have no problem with nobody. Okay,
Right.
love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rocked.
Me
now,
too.
You could identify as a goldfish if you feel like.
Right.
I don't
I
care.
agree.
That ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not gonna call you a
Right.
goldfish, but
Exactly.
you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. It's all good.
Amen.
I mean,
Well said.
it's just, we live in a weird time, man. We do. We live in a time where a person will have a mental breakdown in front of their camera.
Right.
Wait, let me white balance. No, it's right.
That's crazy, right?
What the hell is that? Like, if you are of sound mind enough to find the light
Right.
and
Exactly.
then break
Exactly.
down,
Exactly.
ain't nothing wrong with you. Cut
Right.
that
So you think you can make fun of people like that, Neo? You think you're going to go after people in this way, Neo? You think you're going to talk about your culture when you were brought up? That's old school, brother. We don't rock like that nowadays.
Man,
No, there is something wrong with
whatever,
you.
there's something wrong with you.
Right.
There ain't nothing wrong with you. Like, man.
Right,
it's just,
right.
I don't know.
You're adding to it. It's all how we deal with life,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And a lot of people want pity, self-pity, and I don't
listen.
like that.
That was one thing that was not allowed in the house that I grew up in. It's like, okay, get your cry out,
Right.
give that its moment. But once it's done, keep moving.
That's right.
We're not going to sit and dwell in sorrow. We're not going to
No.
sit and dwell in anger. We're going to give those emotions the moment that they deserve.
Amen.
We're gonna respect those emotions, but then we're gonna get up and continue moving because
It doesn't work like that nowadays, Mr. Neo. Today, you got to bow down to the mob and their emotional outbursts. And if you dare not to do that, Neo, it's gonna cost you.
it's not about the fall. You can fall a million times, you get up a million and one. That's the way I was raised.
Me too.
Yeah, like, all right, that hurt.
You old school. That's what your problem is.
Go ahead, cry.
Now they pamper. Oh my God, and
trigger
let's go to the
warnings.
ha-
What the hell is a trigger warning?
Yes, exactly.
It's just when I
It
just
is
don't know
weird
when the
times.
world became so sensitive. Like comedians
God.
can't tell jokes no more.
No.
Like,
No, they
everybody's
cannot.
offended. It's a joke.
Well, the jokes are hurting our feelings, Neo. If your joke hurts our feelings, you can't. I mean, they can joke about the Christians and make fun of their Jesus in the book. But you dare to speak against my LGBT advocates, my friends, my gay folks? You speak against that, I'm gonna come get you, boy. You can't make fun of my sexuality, even if I have videos exposing myself online. You cannot have a thought about that.
Right.
Comedian.
Right.
It's a joke. You're not supposed to take it serious. It's a joke.
Right.
His literal job is to joke.
Well, no, it's because they're transphobic, Neo. They make the joke because they are transphobic. They just hate gay people. They hate trans. They're transphobic. They are homophobe, and they are xenophobe, and they are fatphobe. Is there any more phobe? There's no Christian phobe. Let's keep moving.
About everyone.
About everyone
Right.
and everything. And people want to get offended and like, don't say that. That's triggering. Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to have your own thinking, Neo. You can have your thinking, but you cannot express it. Okay? It's called hate speech. How dare you to have a speech that I disagree with, Neo?
Sit in your house by yourself.
Exactly.
It annoys me. It annoys
I mean,
me.
anything can trigger you. A light can trigger you. A smell can trigger you. So, I mean, we got to walk on eggshells. Well, that's what
Listen,
they want us to.
That's what they want us to do.
But
My
I'll
generation,
be
there were no
damned.
trigger warnings. Okay, you got up and you kept moving. That's
Right.
kind of what it has to
We
be.
was kicked outside.
He's talking like a white supremacist. Who does he think he is? He's talking like he's a Christian. We're gonna have to cancel this guy, right? Let's cancel Neo because he's telling the truth that we don't agree with.
We would come inside before the lights go down.
Exactly
If
that.
we got bumps and bruises, we just washed it off with the hose outside.
Yeah, you was good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's totally different
We need
times.
to get back to
That's
them
right.
days. I feel like I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Amen.
It's like, okay,
Lost control.
if your little boy comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," and you just let him rock with that,
Right.
he's 5.
Right.
What? No, we gotta do everything our children said. Child-centered parenting. The children know everything. They know their sexuality. They say if they say it, it has to be law. Let's affirm them. To not affirm them is not loving. So what is Neo talking about? You old school, Neo. You sound like a Christian. You sound like a conservative, a heterosexual, conservative, Christian, white man. That's what you're talking like. You're talking like a conservative man. This is white supremacists. You know what? I think Neo has the thinking of white supremacists. He may not be white. At least he is the black face of white supremacists. This is I know I'm being silly here, but this is literally the thinking pattern of some of these people.
And where did he get that
If
from?
you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
Like, when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Like,
It happened a couple years ago, Nero. You need to be updated on how much we've changed in our culture and that the children today, they rule in our home. They make the call. They have the final say. If they want to get a surgery done, reassignment surgery, what's it called? Affirming reassignment surgery. But you get the point. We as parents, we have to listen to the kids because the kids know more. They know who they are. They know what they want. Okay, my son came in and said, I wanted to be a Spider-Man the other day. I needed to do something to turn him into that, right? That's what it means to be a parent today. So Nero, you don't know what you're talking about, Nero. You old school. You old school. You lack common sense, Nero.
I don't understand that. I don't get that.
And to medicate these young kids that are 5, 6, growing up and knowing that it affects their brain, it affects their organs, it makes them sick, but they're not allowed to do drugs, they're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
We can medicate them up.
You can't drive a car.
You can't even get a tattoo. Well, with their parents' consent, they can get a tattoo. No, there's nothing wrong. We can mutilate, cut off genitals. We can do that to children because, again, that's just the new norm of our culture and our society. And if you can't understand that, Neo, something's wrong with you. We need to cry out. We need to cancel this man. This man needs to be canceled.
Yet, but he can decide his sex.
Right, right. What sexual orientation, and he can cut off his pee-pee, and that, to me, that makes no sense whatsoever.
It makes perfect sense. You guys just don't get it.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that they either passed or are trying to pass a law in LA that states if your child comes to you and asks to do some of these things and you say no, they can take your kid from you.
Oh, you've been doing your homework, huh? Garvin Newsom. You sound like a white supremacist.
That's true. Just passed in California.
That makes no sense.
They want us to have.
He hasn't been passed. It's going through the House, but so what's the big deal, right? What's the big deal? If you don't want to affirm your children, if the parent who doesn't want to affirm the child lose custody of the child, simple as that. Simple as that. So we want the mothers and the fathers to do exactly what the children say. And to not do that is not loving. You lose the child and the state will come in and take the child away from you because if he says he wants to be a girl, you better turn him into a girl. If he says he wants to be a boy, you better turn him into a boy. Failing to do that, you lose the custody of the child. Okay? That's called loving your children. Exactly.
Control over our children.
I don't get it.
In schools,
I don't get it.
Hospitals, libraries.
Yeah.
They just want to manipulate. You got to understand when they're so young.
Who is this girl that she's telling the truth? You can have your thoughts. That doesn't mean you have the right to speak it.
And they're already, that's
impressionable.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And from them, they're going to believe what you say. I mean, we say Santa Claus is real. You know, the Easter Bunny.
Believe it. Like,
right, exactly. Like, they know what they're doing.
Remember who you're dealing with. Like I can't take credit for it, but I heard somebody say one time, he's like, all right, if your son comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl. Ask your son, what is a girl?
That's a good one.
What is he going to do? He's going to say, well,
Well, Neo, I think I know who it is. That was Matt Walsh who said that. And that was on a Dr. Phil show. And he sounds like, you see, I think Neo's been listening to conservatives. That's what his problem is. He's been radicalized, indoctrinated into conservatism, talking points, and he has some Christian views. This is a problem. We got to stop this man. I don't know if I'm as good as being sarcastic as everybody else. I'm not like Awakened with JP type of sarcasm, but you see the point I'm trying to make here. Neo's been spending too much time listening to Matt Walsh, white conservative. He is base. He's got a Christian perspective, and he dares. What is really scary and dangerous about the words of this man is the fact that he's speaking it. That's a problem.
Might want to play with dolls. All right, you want to play with dolls. Fine, play with dolls.
Right.
But you're a boy playing with dolls.
That's
I want
right.
to wear pink. All right, cool, wear pink. But you're a boy
That's right.
wearing pink.
Why is he speaking the truth?
I was a town boy. I still love boy sneakers and I love my baseball cap. Doesn't mean I want to be a man.
Right.
I just like
style preference is one thing.
Right.
Gender selection is
But
a
I like
whole
playing
other
sports
thing.
too. Doesn't mean that I should become a boy.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So yeah, I'm glad we touched
Real
on
world
that.
we
We totally
live in.
went off topic, but I love
Yeah,
it.
Well, brace yourself because it's going to cost you. Newsflash. When I saw this, all right, and I know I'm being a little silly here because Neo actually, I agree with what Neo was saying, just to put all jokes aside. Neo actually was base. The things he was saying are the things we've been saying. Christians been saying it. Conservatives been saying it. Some liberals say it. Some classical liberals will say it as well. Even atheists. I've even heard a lot of atheists, even Bill Maher. And so there's been a lot of people saying this. And They say it at great cost to their future. Neo saying something that we've been saying, thinking, and speaking about for a long time, and we've been wrestling with the cancel culture. Our YouTube channel's been getting strikes and so on as a result of that. The fact this man has the heart to say what he said, I give him some godly respect. But my thought was, he can't back this up. He's not a Jason Aldean. He's not Jason Aldean's wife. Who does he think he is? This is no Tom McDonough. Who does he think he is? Does he think he can speak his mind and stand behind what he says? Does he think he has the right and the heart and the boldness to say it like it is? Who does he think he is? And my thought was, he's going to apologize real soon. Oh, real soon, Neo will apologize. Well. Neo apologizes for comments about parents of trans kids. Let's go on his Twitter page. But guys, this was not even 2 days later. 2 days after the comment were made. After much reflection, I would like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity. I've always been an advocate for love and inclusivity in the LGBTQIA plus community. So I understand how my comments could have been interpreted as insensitive and offensive. Gender identity is a nuance, and I can honestly admit that I plan to better educate myself on the topic, so I can approach future conversation with more empathy. At the end of the day, I lead with love and support everyone's freedom of expression and pursuit of happiness. Amen. Okay, Neo. I'm pretty sure they're cooking him online right now. I'm pretty sure. I would like, oh, by the way, I would like to express my deepest apology. I thought to myself, it won't be long before this man has to apologize. This is Rita. Oh, I love me some Ritas. She's amazing. Cowardly capitulation. Pitiful. Weak. You have nothing to apologize for. Massive L. Big S L. Pathetic. Get off your knees. Embarrassing. Look at the comments, dog. You're a legendary R&B singer with a 70% female audience. Who do you think objects to what you've said in the real world? It is sad. Your label forced you on your knees for telling the truth. This is cowardice. You are now just as disgusting as the rest of them. I was so proud of your comment. Now you are nothing in my eyes. Oh my Lord, they're cooking him up. Congratulations, you support kids being mutilated again. Unfollowed. Same, very disappointed. My Lord, unfortunate, never apologize for telling the truth. That's why I said from the beginning, if you're going to say what you say, you better be ready to back it up. You see, the thing is, men like Neo and many others, they live in the world. They were made famous by the world. The world gave them money. The world has made them who they are. Their identity is found in the world. The world's stage, the world's audience, the world's worship, the world's money. These men, they never acknowledge Jesus. His grace is not in their mouths. They don't promote the Christian value. Most of their music is about sexuality, pornography, sexuality, and sensuality, wickedness, and carnality. So when they come out here talking that moral stuff, that morality, as if they have any, no wonder why the cancel culture eat them up. The world is changing. The culture is changing. Society is changing. America is changing. People's views and values are changing completely. And let me tell you something. The gray line in between no longer exists. You either on the right side or on the wrong side of the issue. You either part of the sheep or the goat, truth and error, wheat or tares. We are at a point today you cannot be a middleman. And if you're going to make a statement like this as a man, you got to be ready to die for it. Because you've already been made famous by these people in the world. Friends, they're going to choke you. They're going to put a rope around your neck. You know why? Because they feed you. You cannot bite the hands that feed you. They take care of you. The concerts you go to and the audience that you have, the platforms that you have, the support that you have came from the world. And that same world turns around and controls your thinking. Makes you become less than a man. This is why Jesus says, the world loveth his own, but the world hates the Christian because the Christian is not of the world. Yes, we are in the world, but not of it. We use the world because everything that is in the world ultimately belongs to God. So we use the world, the money of the world, the system of the world, the this of the world to live our Christian life to benefit people that are in the world. But the world must not be in us. It must not control us. You understand? Our thinking cannot be of the world. Our thinking must be on Jesus. This is why we can say there's only two genders. This is why we can say the truth is what it is, because God is truth. And I don't have to worry about what the world says. This is why Jason Aldean can sing, try that in a small town, and you ain't gonna stop it. You understand? Because he is hiding behind the authority of the word of God. These guys that are in the world, they don't have no authority. There is no protection. There's nobody looking out for them apart from these record labels who are already abusing them. So when they come out here flexing their muscles as if they got a new talking point, talking like Matt Walsh, white supremacists, talking as if you know what is true and error, you have no morality. How dare you speak the truth? It costs you. It will cost you your life, your future. All the stuff you work hard for, you can lose it just like that because you have an opinion. And guess what? You cannot speak against the world in which you live. Especially when you've already been so consumed and supposedly blessed and enriched from the world's goods. So you can't speak against them. They have power over you. Until you have faith in Jesus Christ, you better shut up. Don't go against the cancel culture if you're not going to lift up Jesus and you're not going to get on your knees and pray. Don't go against the cancel culture if you're not going to live a different life. Don't go against the cancel culture if you're not going to stand for right values that is rooted in truth and honesty and biblical connotation. Don't go against the cancel culture if you're not ready to deal with their wrath. I'm so tired of seeing men who really have a good opinion about things, but because of the pressure, they capitulate, they surrender, they submit, licking your wounds. Like, what is going on here? Well, what's going on here is called cowardice, fear. And guess what? Maybe you didn't realize how serious of a thing this is. When we as Christians says, listen, they are to get us. When we as conservative who have conservative values says these people are canceling us, you say you guys are just tripping. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, listen, they shut down our accounts. They shut down our pages. We're getting death threats. I've gotten some of those. I'm reading the comments. I'm like, name called. You Uncle Tom. You're the black face of white supremacists. You're a transphobe because you believe marriage between a man and a woman. What is wrong with this? Yeah, these are the names we get. And when we say, this is what's going on to me. This is what's happening to me. This is what's happening to my YouTube channel. These are all the reasons why I'm getting canceled. Oh, you say, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You guys are lying. And guess what? You find out the hard way. And I really hope and pray Neil goes home and do some soul searching. I really pray that he will sit and he realizes how serious of a thing the situation has become. That this is no longer a time to be playing partisan, to be playing wishy-washy. I really hope and pray he repents, gives his life to the Lord, and make a bold stand for what is truth. If you ain't no Jensen Aldean, don't come out here talking like this. Like, how dare you tell the truth, Neo? Who do you think you are? We're going to shut you down. You lose your entire future and career. And guess what? You're going to take those words back. Because guess what you want? You want to live in the world and you want to be at peace. You want your money, you want your cars, you want your family to be taken care of. And guess what? You don't have the heart, nor the guts to stand for what you've said. You are of God, little children, and have overcome them. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. I'm not here to roast the man. I'm just saying, friends, if you are in the world, he is in you. You know who he is? That's the devil and all his children. But who knows who's the greater one here? Those who are of God. So there is greater is he that is in you than he. He that is in the world here is the devil and his children, his policies, his laws. It is the devil who tells us that men can have babies. It's the devil who tells us that there is no difference between right and wrong. There's no morality. There's no God. It's the devil who tells us we can sleep around and do whatever it is we want to do. We can disobey God, and yet we're going to be just fine because God is love. This is the devil's doctrine. And God says, if you are in the world, this is what's in you. Jesus says, if you are of God, greater is in you. So what exactly is in you? Is the spirit of Jesus Christ in you? Or is the spirit of the enemy and the world in you? And if you are in the world, you can't say nothing against the world. But if you are in Christ, and Christ is in you, if his love, it is mercy, orders your life, then open your mouth. Tell it like it is. Anyway, this video is long enough. Thank you for listening. I hope and pray. Listen, this morning I saw the apology from Neo. I was like, I'm praying for this guy. I literally stopped and prayed because I was having my devotional. I was like, Lord, have mercy on him. Make him bold. I really hope and pray he turns back around and he realizes what he just did. He was weak. Enough being said. If you're going to say something, be ready to die for it. Have a good one. Bye.